Hello and welcome back to another episode of the News You Missed, the video game news show that recaps all the big happenings in video game news this week that you may have missed, overlooked, or just didn't hear about. Today we're going to talk about a few Nintendo stories. We got a big hitter from Grand Theft Auto, release date for the Remaster Collection, and several Xbox and PlayStation stories. If that sounds all good to you, let's jump right into the news. I want to begin with, once again, the seasonal scouts are here for those who play Pokemon Masters. It's Halloween themed, so you get some pretty cool characters, and if that's something that you're into, don't forget about it and don't miss out. Moving right along, we're going to be talking about the Legend of Zelda Classic Game and Watch console that was announced. It's the handheld console. It's going to feature a couple of Zelda games, which is really cool. It's the Game and Watch like clock, Zelda clock, but it actually features games on it as well. It's very similar to the Mario one that was released earlier, and that is going to be releasing November 12th. So if you had your eye on that, don't forget about it. Make sure to pick it up. Grand Theft Auto, the trilogy, the definitive edition, are coming to the Nintendo Switch. This is about the only time where we've seen a real Grand Theft Auto game and not some side spin-off come to Nintendo as a game console. I always said it was pretty crazy that Grand Theft Auto 5 never came to Nintendo. It was never ported to the Switch. This is going to be coming to the Switch, and apparently it's been priced for the other consoles at $60, and it's being delisted on Steam. The other versions of Grand Theft Auto are being delisted. You may not have a chance to get the actual original versions of Grand Theft Auto on Steam, and you might have to install them from a CD or go to GOG, Good Old Games. Would you guys pay $60 for decade-old games? I don't know. 3 games for $60 is pretty good, and arguably Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, probably one of the best Grand Theft Autos ever made, but Vice City's a close second. Metroid Dread Studio has been hit with allegations of poor organization and management. What company doesn't have poor organization and management? Every friggin' company I've ever worked for has managers that are terrible and poor organization at times. And for a game that was canceled and supposed to never come out, yet it released in such a good state, I'd say they did a pretty good job, all things considered. So, Kotaku, they take the trophy for the shittiest articles they can ever create. Dear Metroid Dread, Samus doesn't need to be an emotionless robot to be badass.
That is one big pile of shit.
Oh, where do I begin with this? It's a character that is from the 1980s that has evolved and grown and very luckily hasn't been discarded with so many other Nintendo franchises. It's very similar to Link. Link has very few expressions, very few voice lines in comparison with many other video game characters, and that's okay. I think everybody can agree that Samus is bad as fuck. She is on an alien planet. She's taking on a lot of risks, and in Metroid Dread they are much more severe than ever before, but there's a virus, there's parasites, there's these aliens with unlimited energy sources, there's the space pirates, there's so much shit she has to deal with, and you want her to fucking smile. The article says that. Crack a smile. Honestly, why can't I just be a journalist? Why can't I just write for Kotaku? I mean, I can't do worse than this. I genuinely cannot do worse than Kotaku. Advanced Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp has unfortunately been delayed until spring 2022. But once again, I'd rather have a polished game than a game that needs updates later on, lest we forget Cyberpunk 2077. Hyperkin is going to be releasing a Duke Wired edition for the Xbox S and X and Xbox One and Windows 10. It's the Cortana limited edition, very in line with the Halo anniversary, which is 20 years. It looks okay. It's not my thing. I'd rather just have a solid black controller or a green one. This is very unattractive and unappealing to me, but maybe you are different. I think the Duke is a great controller, but overall the design is leaving a lot to be wanted. So Xbox tweeted out confirming that Minecraft Steve is 6'2". I know a lot of people don't really think about it. They think of him as kind of small, but the average human height is around 6 foot, 5'9", somewhere in between there, and Steve is bigger than the average human. So I don't know what you're gonna do with that information, but it's there. So there you go. Phil Spencer has also talked about the launch of the Xbox One X mini fridge, and he said, "We are not here to take part we're here to take over, which is like a threat towards LG, GE, and Frigidaire, which is Xbox's real competition in the refrigerator industry, I guess. Look, these articles are really getting ridiculous, but it is quite hilarious, and it would be very, very funny to see Microsoft take over the refrigeration business. Speaking of the mini fridge, it has sold out within minutes, and scalpers are now selling them online for hundreds of dollars. Shocker. If you guys watched my last episode, I told you that was going to happen. So if you didn't get one, good luck getting one in the future. Also, Phil Spencer states that Xbox is staying out of the VR hardware space, but they applaud what Sony's doing. So that means if they were to ever develop for like VR and stuff like that, they probably wouldn't have a first-party hardware headset, but instead work with third-party manufacturers. Sony has premiered the Uncharted movie trailer, and some people really enjoy it. Other people have pointed out that it has massive inconsistencies with the games. I'm not the most massive Uncharted fan, but a lot of people really enjoy the game and the game series, and hopefully the movie won't be garbage, but a lot of people have pointed out that the inconsistencies are a bit of an issue for them. Among Us launches on PS4 and PS5 December 14th, so if you have yet to play Among Us, just remember that that is going to be launching, and also you're going to get all the previous content, but also a Ratchet and Clank cosmetic in the future as well, so that's pretty cool, I guess. I don't know if that's your thing. Anyways, if you're a big Among Us fan and you have PlayStation, then there you go. You know, that's pretty cool. You guys remember Dbrand with their go ahead and sue us challenge to Sony, and then Sony actually did send them a cease and desist order, and they were like, don't sue us, just don't do that. Well, they've come out with a new PlayStation faceplate original design. This is amazing. You guys are gonna fucking love this, okay? It has a cooling vent that looks like a fucking Target. So if you wanted your nice, very gorgeous PlayStation 5 to look like a knockoff Chinese game console, there you go, because that's what it screams to me. This is original. This is fucking original. You put a vent hole. Are you fucking kidding me, Dbrand? Honestly, get the fuck out of here, man. We're gonna move on. God of War is also going to be coming to PC. So for all those people who are like, oh man, you gotta get a PlayStation to play God of War, those exclusives, bro. PlayStation is the best. No. Well, we got the game first, so we didn't have to wait like 2 to 3 to 5 years to play it. Okay, bro, I'm gonna wait for a sale for it on Steam. I'm not gonna buy it day one, and I'm going to play it at the absolute best settings with the controller I like, and I'm going to get it for a fraction of the price. Call of Duty Vanguard is going to have DLC that's going to be exclusive to the PlayStation, and it's not going to come to Xbox and PC until November 2022. I don't think a lot of people are too disturbed by this, because Halo Infinite is coming out. There's a slew and multitude of multiplayer games, a lot of them being free. For example, Fortnite. There's still people who play Overwatch a lot, and on top of that, Vanguard seems like it's a very, very bad Call of Duty game, so not too much of a loss here. Nevertheless, once again, if you're patient and you play on PC, you're probably going to get the same thing that the exclusives get over on the consoles. A YouTuber named Electo has built a real-life pig from Minecraft, and it's rideable and can hit speeds of 20 miles per hour. It has a remote controlled, and it has a carrot, so it really does look exactly like a Minecraft pig. Really cool, like it a lot, check them out. CD Projekt Red has delayed the next-gen upgrades for Cyberpunk 2077 and The Witcher 3 The Wild Hunt till 2022. Not that that matters, honestly, because even if you have infinite delays for these games, it doesn't change anything, because how long it took for Cyberpunk 2077 to come out with the multiple delays, and it still sucked. So honestly, man, I think a lot of people have lost a lot of faith in CD Projekt Red. And finally, I wanted to close on this. A lot of people think Nintendo pioneered the Wiimote, but would you believe this? Sega Dreamcast actually had a lot of prototype controllers, and one of them looks extremely similar to a Wiimote. It was never used, but can you imagine if they patented this design? Nintendo would have never created the Wiimote. What would we have had instead? And really, would we have had this for the Sega Dreamcast controller? I don't think I would have enjoyed that much, but the similarities definitely are there, and I'm sure Nintendo wouldn't have wanted to get into a court battle over this patent, so they more than likely would have changed their design. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys enjoyed the news you missed. This was your week's gaming news. Some of the stories hit a little bit harder than others, but you let me know which ones ones are most important to you. As always, I'd appreciate a like and a share to let people know I actually exist, and you can go ahead and subscribe, and I'll be coming back here next week with another weekly update. As always, good gaming, God bless, and I'll see you in the next one.